Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming into this evening edition of the OCC Overwatch Cavalry Club. I am the loudest of T-Rexes, joined here by Megalas. Megalas, how you doing?
Doing just fine here with another day of the Deadlock gang, get Deadlock Division, whatever you like to call it, and some good Overwatch hopefully to come.
Overwatch, good Overwatch, hopefully to come as we have Earthwind Pharah going against Phoenix Rising. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names and I am excited. A lot of movement, a lot of possibility in this evening, and it looks like our first map of the night is going to be Lijiang Tower. So we're just going to take a quick look over at Earthwind Pharah, Overkill Star-Lord on the tanks, John X Hawk, and Shadow. I've played with John Hawk. They are on DPS. Link's Disease, Traffic Goon on the heals. Meanwhile, Phoenix Rising, Darius Fulton, Kobayashi on the tank line. Zell, Helix Snake on the DPS. Chi Paprika healing here on Phoenix Rising. Who are we going to be looking for tonight, Nicholas?
I mean, it's going to be so hard. It depends on the compositions these teams want to pull out if they practice anything. Because here in Deadlock Division, it really is just whoever's day, it seems, will win the match. Everybody takes wins off of everybody. There's no real dominant front runner horse. So honestly, just watch out for the match as a whole. I think maybe you can watch out for the tank lines. Darius Volt and Kobayashi, a deadly duo, but Overkill and Starlord not to be underestimated.
Well, I do have hope. I mean, I've played with both before, Star-Lord and Darius Fulton. They are very good front-running DPS players, usually Reinhardt. But because they are both so aggressive, maybe that off-tank might be able to help them out there. John Hawk and Helix Snake, though, that's where I'm going to be seeing a lot of like the match. But I feel like that's where that tilt is going to be in order to see who's really going to come out on top on this one.
Yes, indeed. And of course, our entire map set, because as you said, we are starting on Lijiang, but we are going to go through Eichenwald, Havana, and Hanamura tonight. And Oasis is there at the fifth map if we so need it. But I mean, hey, with how close these two teams could be, fifth map could already be in the stars.
I always love me a game 5. It's always fantastic. So, Maestro, whoever it is, let's get this bad boy running as we get off into Lijiang Tower. So, Lijiang Tower, a lot of mobility, one control point. It is King of the Hill. So, usually a great place to have a lot of dive techniques, a lot of movement. You got to be careful. Might not be able to have a lot of just static lines. There definitely is a lot more mobility in this.
Yes, indeed. And it seems we are going to start out on the control center once everybody loads into the lobby. And control center, I think, is the most unique point in all of Overwatch if you really sit back and think about it, because it's kind of always had its own self-defined meta. You know, in GOATs, people would only run the Rein Zarya. It would have a lot of Mei play. When Tor was like the super overpowered character, you see a bunch of Reaper coming out. Like, this map has always just been its own unique bubble in terms of the Overwatch universe.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And having that malleability really makes for a lot of exciting gameplay. Really offers a fantastic chance, a really good chance to see how the players are going to kind of approach these things. So there we go. Athena's giving us a look at what's going on. Overkill Star-Lord going to be running that double shield composition. Meanwhile, Darius Fulton Kobayashi running that Rein Zarya. I'm looking a little bit more towards that Rein Zarya as the contender for the fights here.
Yes, indeed. This gives you a lot more brawl potential, a lot more damage to be put out, as we are unfortunately going to have to call a pause before we even get into it. But it gives us just more time to talk about these comps. And like I was saying, I mean, the huge brawl potential of Zarya and Rein versus the Rein Sigma, just because someone can't output that damage, but he can shield a lot more. So if your DPS can get picks from behind the shield, it could still play out in your favor.
Well, they do have Shadow that is running on that Symmetra, but I feel like it would be better the other way if Phoenix Rising was running that sim, because Shadow really only has the Reinhardt to pull from, at least to pull from in that Shadow or in their abilities. So I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about that. Like I said, I could see what you're talking about if they're able to get those picks. So they do have that double shield. Shadow can get a little closer. A lot of it really is going to depend on how quickly John Hawks can take down some of these squishier characters.
Yes, indeed. But also, I think it's just the matter of Shadow on the Symmetra. Is it a true Symmetra pick, or is it going to be just a teleporter out of spawn and then switching over to the Genji, which they were showing earlier? I mean, only time will tell. And one thing we've yet to address is Helix Snake on the side of Phoenix Rising on the Sombra here. Start up.
Oh, and you definitely called it. There we go. The change to the Genji is going to start. Overkill comes on in as EWP looking to try to find the angle to get this bad boy underway. First volley is going to come out as the Rhymes are going to start swinging at it. Darius Fulton in that front line. Fire comes out, gets in the background. Zell's looking for a pick. Whoa! And there we go with two very quickly. Earthwind and Pharah. Chi-Chi does get that res, but it might be all for naught as Earthwind Pharah coming on in with a lot of power, with a lot of explosion, getting this first point.
Yes, indeed. Sure, Genji may have received a few nerfs lately, but still in capable hands. There's a lot of damage in the character, Shadow has proven. And also, Helix Snake on the Sombra wasn't able to find a lot of value. Did get a hack onto the Baptiste early in that fight, but wasn't able to translate it into a pick, and so that's always the issue. So now you see Helix switching off of it immediately, realizing it's not working, going over to the Hanzo just to give more long-range poke into these shields.
Battle starting up once again. Battle for the shields. Kobayashi trying to come on in. Darius Fulton comes on in. Oh, but the reverse card comes on in. Overkill taking him out. Kamehameha's out. Looking to try to keep someone down, but it's not going to be enough. Window, Bob, ultimates coming out from all sides, but it's not looking good here for the side of the Phoenix Rising. Moving on in closer and closer with Bob somehow as their front line, but great movement by Earthwind Pharah. Didn't stick into that fight and managed to get out on that.
Yes, indeed, and Phoenix Rising now only has the Graviton Surge online here, but they're aggressing with it.
Oh, that's going to be big. Overkill does get taken out. Graviton Flux coming on in. Oh, is this ultimate from Shadow going to work? Manages to get Paprika, but not enough, and that Spice's life is going to go down, and it looks like Phoenix Rising's got some fisticuffs to throw around.
Yes, indeed, and I think that was phenomenal for Phoenix Rising, just because Earthwind and Pharah, they committed ults when they were already losing the fight. I mean, Gravitic Flux and Blade both thrown in there unnecessarily when the fight was lost, and now they have such an aggressive stance with this Zarya. This could easily get up to 99%.
Oh, and there we go. Bob coming up. They're going to have to back off because they don't have anything to fight that back with. Kamehameha is online, and Darius Fulton does have that backup. Two coming on in as Bob comes out, helping Phoenix Rising getting into that backline, and they are going to use Bob as that rally point. Another pick comes on in, 32% and climbing. Earthwind and Pharah is not out of this yet.
No, they are not, but I mean, it's still just going to be such a long battle for them to climb up here, especially, once again, we just have to highlight the importance of the Zarya here, the amount of damage Kobayashi is able to put out, and because they are maintaining such high charge, these barriers may as well not exist. They're getting melted so quickly, and it's allowing Zell and Helix Snake to just rain in damage for free.
Oh, and there we go. Next battle is going to be underway. Zell is trying to get some damage on now. Oh my god! Great ult coming out, managing to take down two. Darius Fulton, absolute animal.
There's not a lot of Reinhardts that can get a shatter through two shields, but Darius making it look easy there. And also just a misplaced immortality field that was not able to save anybody in that last fight. So now we're already at 75% and another entry pick. They're going to have to wait, which means we're getting to at least 99% here for Phoenix Rising, which is always the position we want to be in.
Overkill moving on in, trying to get a little bit of space, using those double shields to try to get it on in. 89%. Now they're moving up. Darius Fulton has to issue some sort of challenge. But there we go. Ultimate coming up from Trafficoon, looking to try to get someone down. Kamehameha comes out from Paprika. Oh, great save there by Kobayashi. Oh, there we go. That's the ultimate. That's going to be a big one there as Bob does come on out. Gravitic Flux is up, but it doesn't matter. That's still going to be a team kill. Great job there by Earthwind and Pharah. 75% in climbing. They can still get this point.
Spotted them.
Yes, indeed, and they did it, and they kept ults in the bank. They're going to have Bob, they're going to have Blade, and I mean, I guess you could say there's a counter on the other side. Kobayashi could grab the Blade, but what are you going to do about Bob? You could just kill him outright with Zell on the Junkrat.
Oh, and there we go. Graviton Surge coming on out. Great job, but that's not going to be enough. 1-2 combo. Helix Snake coming up with the 3-piece. And Link's Disease just can't be in there. 99%. They're just rushing on in. And that's going to be Phoenix Rising getting this first point.
First point capped for them, but it was a 99-99 ordeal. Both teams exchanging blows back and forth. And I think it's already shaping up to be great. I mean, clutch potential being the name of the game. Zell getting that pick onto the Ashe that had the bob up. It's always what you want to see.
I mean, that's a fantastic job. You got to give it for the tanks in Phoenix Rising. They're very good at establishing a forward position. You know, once they've really cleared open a lot of that space, Kobayashi, Darius Fulton just really sticking together, and the DPS are just where they need to be. The pick potential that they've been exploiting is just fantastic.
Yes, indeed. And now Zella possibly just to make a point here on the Pharah against Earthwind and Pharah here on Lijiang Garden. And it's a phenomenal Pharah map. You can use the entire tower as cover as well as just raining damage from any angle you want. And finally, we're seeing Earthwind and Pharah take the Pariah matchup.
Ooh, and here we go. Darius Fulton swinging on in. And Doomfist got to be careful not to jump into absolute danger. John Hawk's got to be careful to move off to the side. Darius Fulton still got that foreground, going for a kill, but overkill, taking down Paprika. There's the heals for Phoenix Rising. Nothing they can do. They've got to go back. They can take the point. Earthwind and Pharah just cannot work with this Far Mercy.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it was an absolutely genius play. They sat, they scouted, they realized, okay, there's a pharmacy on the other team. It means they only have one healer. We can push forward. We can be the aggressors in this fight. And that's the one downside to Pharmacy. If it's not reliably getting picks for you, if it's not constantly dealing damage, keeping the enemy on their toes, you're never going to get the value you want from it.
Oh, and there we go. The punch comes on in. Darius Fulton feels it in the face, but that armor eats up just enough. Kamehameha just comes out. One comes out. Oh my god, Kamehamehas are coming on in, but overkill. Looking to try to came up and hold on to his name. Fantastic. Oh my lord, Jesus.
Absolutely, just a pretty much clean fight. Sure, they exchange coalescences, but overkill with the shatter. Throwing it in, immediately ending the fight. And now Shadow getting a pick on the Helix Snake is going to be rezzed up, so it's not too much of a delay. But now you have to be looking to the skies if you're Earthwind and Pharah, because there's a barrage with any and all of your players' names on it if you're not careful.
Oh, and there we go. Trying to get into that backline. Cell managing to pick up one. Manages two. Oh, and there we go. The ults are coming on out. Shadow is gonna get squished, and that's gonna be the end of it there. I think that's a team kill, ladies and gents.
Yes, indeed. The Doomfist might respawn just in time to not let the gong go for it, or maybe I just didn't hear it. But very clean execution. And also not a lot dedicated. They knew they wouldn't have to throw everything in on the side of Phoenix Rising, so they still have Graviton. They're still going to be able to keep their Valkyrie, even earn up to another Coalescence in this next fight.
All right, there we go. Battles are off all over the place, but we got to watch out where these tanks are. They are guiding. Darius Fulton's got to be careful. Shadow does get the pick here on Helix Snake. 1-1 trade. Oh, and there we go. That ultimate coming out from Travis Boone. Only healer there. Kamehameha does come on out, but Darius Fulton just can't seem to have a good day. Now they've got the Ryan, Earthwind, and Pharah seize the opportunity, starting to push their way on in, and trying to get in all together. There we go. The battle comes on up. They do manage to push them off. So 73% coming on up. Graviton Flux coming out. Kobayashi with a double kill. Oh my god! And there we go. Picks are coming up all over the place. One gets the other, and there's just nothing they can do. Final ones in the fight. There is a healer involved, and oh my god, is Phoenix Rising gonna be able to make this out? Link Disease holding on for dear life, does get taken out. Oh my god, and they're almost on. John Hawks, oh no. John Hawks in a bad spot, does manage to drive it to 99%, but at what cost? Hammer Down does come on in, and Helix Snake using the ult to come on out. Action isn't over just yet. Now they're just pushing on in. Whoa, that's going to be a big hit as Overkill does get taken out. Battle for the 99% is still there. I feel like it was a little unnecessary to hold on for that long.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it was one of those things where you could have realized hey, we're at 99%, let's pull out, let's get a clean fight. You instead tried to dedicate Earth Shatter from Overkill just to clean it up, end it here, and now you're in a position where you're stuck waiting on ults, and it's very likely that Phoenix Rising is going to get up to 99% themselves and earn up some ultimates on their side, so you're going to have this chaotic last fight possibly here to decide Li Jiang.
Ooh, chaotic last fights are terrible for my voice. You heard that? That was like 2 minutes of just straight fighting. It's ridiculous. Alright, here they go. Oh, and Helix Snake just gets absolutely schmelted. There we go. John Hawk's looking for the picks, but maybe ends up using that ult incorrectly. Oh, there we go. The hammer down comes in with Kamehameha, looking to try to back them up. And this might be Paprika's finest hour, trying to keep people alive. But the Kamehameha does come out here from Link's Seed, trying to keep the team up. Oh, and this is the last bit that they can hold on to. Overkill looking to try to finish someone up. Now the Symmetras are on the point. Overkill pops that ult. Chi-Chi in a terrible place. Great job by Zell, but somebody's got to get in onto the point. Darius Fulton switching over to the hamster, trying to make something work. And there we go. The ultimate from Shadow. Is that going to be enough? Graviton does come on out. Oh boy, and it looks like Earthwind and Pharah take up the second point.
Yes, indeed. It's some last staggers as desperately they try to get back onto the point there, but once again another round going 100 to 99%. These teams are fighting tooth and nail, tick for tack, toe for toe, as they say, and I mean it's just truly great to watch.
I'm relatively happy. I'm a little weirded out because I'm used to Star-Lord being on that main tank position. He's doing a fantastic job, but there's just, correct me if I'm seeing this wrong, but it looks like it's very little moves, right? Like one gets lucky enough, gets the shot, and then that's really what's changing it. Like it's really coming down to these DPS, isn't it? Like you'd think it'd come up to the tank.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, the tanks are doing their job. It's just in a very passive way. They're creating the space, or they're holding point or objective. But these DPS, they've truly been lighting up. I mean, Zell was a monster on that Pharah, even with a McCree in play, and then finally on the Tracer, nearly bringing it back. But now they're on point for the Symmetra.
Oh boy, and that could be big. Shadow is going to be running into that forward line, looking to try to get something. Overkill, taking down Darius Wolf. Oh, and this is not looking good here for the side of Phoenix Rising, trying to keep that Reaper up front, but Shadow just has a lot, does get taken out. Zell trying to get some sort of value, but is not going to be able to do it. That's going to be Earthwind and Pharah once again. They're getting very, very good at these aggressive tactics.
Yes, indeed, and also I think it's just the map geometry itself. It lends itself to that Symmetra. Like, you could review any game from Bronze to Grandmaster on this map. If you see the Symmetra only on one team, chances are that team wins the first fight every time.
Alright, next fight is going to go underway. Darius Fulton going to slowly poke his way on in. Shadow does take down Chi-Chi. Ooh, and the hammer down comes in. Doesn't seem to land anyone. Counter hammer down! Oh my god, and it looks like it might be everything and more that they desired. Kamehamehas are out as they try to hold on for dear life. Traffic Coon take down Helix Snake. Darius Fulton takes down Traffic Coon. It's a 1-1 trade once again. Doomfist, John Hawk trying to make something work, but Darius Fulton has him closed off. Fantastic work here from Phoenix Rising at the 50% mark. This fight is still alive.
Yes, indeed. It's finally seeming to end here with that kill onto Overkill. And now you have to think about the value of this metric. You immediately lose almost all of it because of the fact you don't have point pressure. You can't apply those turrets wherever you want. So do you stay on it for her barrier wall, or do you just simply switch now into something you may want to play better into this May, better into this Reaper?
And they're trying to find an angle to hop on in. They can't seem to find the way to get this teleporter running. John Hawk's got to be careful. Graviton Flux coming on up. Oh, and that's a big one if they can land it. Doesn't seem to be able to do it. John Hawk in a bad spot. Has to GTF bows. Darius Fulton, though, does manage to pick up two. They are hopping in onto this point. Ultimate is out here by Chief, trying to keep the dream alive. And it looks like Earthwind and Pharah may not be able to hold on for too much longer. Star-Lord is going to go down. Man, they are just crawling for this fight. This is ridiculous. 69 to 32. They're just one.
Yes, indeed, back and forth. And I think it was truly a genius play, as John Hawk's randomly getting picked on the McCree from some long-range icicles, I presume. It's not something you want to see, but, like, looking back to that last fight, I mean, using the Graviton to keep everybody off of you, that way you can teleport in, was genius. Granted, as I say that, there is no more teleporter option, as Shadow is now on the Pharah. John Hawk switching over to the Ashe, which gives you that long-range poke that you need against characters like Reaper, against characters like Mei.
Alright, so next battle is underway as Earthwind and Pharah trying to figure it out. They've only got advantage for a few more seconds, and now they're at a deficit. There we go. Kamehameha's out. Overkill takes down Cell. Oh, that's two. That's another one. Hammer down. Hammer down. They're just hammering down all over the damn place. Nobody seems to get a pick, but Overkill takes down Chi-Chi. Now the Kamehameha does come on in from Link's Disease, looking to help out, and it's not looking good here for Phoenix Rising. 84%, 85%, and they are just gonna barely hit past that 90% mark, as Earthwind and Pharah has another chance to get this map.
Yes, indeed, but if you're looking at the ult economy across the board, the only thing to not take into consideration is Reinhardt's, just because how quickly they can build it. But there's a Death Blossom from Helix Snake versus the Graviton from Star-Lord, and with how high the percentages are, these two ults could define the map one way or another, who wins it, who loses.
Oh, well, Shadow gets the first pick on Chi-Chi. This could be absolutely deadly. Helix Snake getting the ult out, managing to take down Link's Disease. Here we go. Graviton Flux coming on out. Kamehameha looking to try to help out. Oh, but nobody there to help out. Kobayashi tries to jump on in, but Phoenix Rising just cannot do it. Li Shang Tower goes to Earthwind and Pharah.
Victory.
And like I said, the Graviton in the end was able to clean it up, whereas the Death Blossom from Helix did everything it could, but there was just nothing he could do. I mean, you're trying to Death Blossom into a Brigitte, like, you're gonna get flailed away, you're gonna get stunned out of it, there's just really no winning for you in that situation.
Ooh, and this is, I think this is where he pops the dragons after they do the Graviton. Yes, there it goes. Would you like a 3-piece with cheese? Bam, fantastic. I love it. I love it. I hate DPS so much. I hate playing that. I hate playing that role so bad. If you can do it, props to you. All right, so
but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, anybody can really be the difference maker. As you saw, it was the Graviton that set that up. As much as we want to give praise to our DPS players, the tanks really, they don't get as much praise. They don't make the flashy plays. They simply set other people up for success.
It's what they say. If you never have to complain about your tanks, then that's usually the good sign. You know, the unfortunate part is, as you said, there's no praise that comes with it. It's just like, do I have to worry about him? No. Okay, he's doing all right, pretty good. Like like I always feel like that's kind of where it's at. Like if you never have to worry about where your healer or tank is, they're doing a good job. For your DPS, it's when they're showing off the most that they're doing their job. So it's a thankless job, but damn it, if they do it well. So fantastic work here. Earthwind and Pharah do manage to, clutch this up. And it was a very big nail biter. Like they were very close in terms of their points, or at least in their percentages here.
Yeah, the first two rounds going 199. The last round, I think, went 100 to 86. Literally, the only way it could get closer is another 100 to 99. Going all three rounds. These teams, as you said during the match, it's blow for blow, back and forth every fight. And I think it just shows how good these two teams are at working against each other, as well as playing their own style and knowing what they need to do.
Alrighty, so next one is going to be Eichenwalde, and let's see what these teams have to say. Hopefully they are ready. Doesn't look like there's going to be any changes for the starting lineups for this next map. Looks like Phoenix Rising is going to try to get something started. What do you think they're going to be running here based on what you've seen?
I mean, both teams wanted to opt into the Pharah on Li Zhang, but just were too shy about it, I feel like. So here on Eichenwalde, this is a map where you can definitely use it to your advantage. Even the Junkrat, which we saw Zell pull out, I feel like can use deal a lot of damage here, just because there's so much high ground to take advantage of, whether you're on first, second, or third point. There's so many things you can do across the entire map, as well as there's set strategies you could do. For example, if we want to see more Doomfist between each team. And it does look like we're not having any subs, which is very rare for both of these teams, but we're heading straight into Eichenwalde.
Eichenwalde, one of my favorites. There is a Dark Souls reference for those of you who do know. It's one of those, if you know, you know. Definitely in the castle. If you haven't checked it out, go give it a look. So, 25 seconds till we get it started. Megalast was talking about having a lot of damage dishing through using that Junkrat. I mean, what do you think about using the Reaper here? There's a lot of these little enclosed areas. Well, at least in the later part.
I think if both teams continue this Rhine Zarya style, then a Reaper will give itself value simply because it is more brawl. So you can either fight with your team or fight against the enemy trying to brawl into you. But as I say that already, we're seeing Sigmas on both sides. Granted, the attackers have a little bit more time. They can switch it up. But, I mean, the Reaper, there's too much range. There's too many angles that you can get poked down. As we saw, Zell on the last map on May was just long-range icicling, killing McCrees out of nowhere. So it's something you always have to keep in mind with characters like Reaper, where you want to play them, but if the team comp isn't right and the map isn't right, they just are simply throw picks almost in that regard.
Oof, I feel attacked.
Sucks to say, but it's...
I feel attacked. I love me some Reaper, as much as I don't like the class. All right.
Hey, Reaper's great.
He is total edge lord. So Athena giving us the go ahead. Shadow up the top, looking to try to scout out, see what angle the enemy's coming on in. Paprika's got to be careful not to stick that forehead out.
No. Is this about to be the? It's the teleporter strat. They're going across. They immediately negate the entire choke, and they're on point.
Oh no! Here they go, jumping on in, but the defense is ready to jump out. Overkill Shadow Star-Lord lighting up the kill feed. Fantastic. Smart idea there by Phoenix Rising, but they were just so unable to finish that.
It's such a great idea if you can properly execute it. Essentially, the way it has to work is the defending team doesn't rotate to point, whereas their Earthwind and Pharah, they immediately saw and knew what was going on, rotated to point, and just made it an even fight where Overkill was able to just swing that hammer. Already 60% to an Earth Shatter. Make that almost 70.
Oh, and there they go. Oh, Purple's huge. Does manage to get one. Helix Snake feeling it now. Mr. Crab able to pick up the one, and Darius Fulton just left mouse button working his way on in. Shadow trying to hold on. Oh, and great defense there. At least Darius Fulton is trying. Able to keep Paprika alive. That's going to be the first point grab here from the side of Phoenix Rising with 5 minutes remaining. They got a pretty good time here.
Yes, indeed. And Paprika opened that point up with, as you said, just a massive anti-nade going on to, I believe it was both Takes and John Hawks on the defense. And I mean, that Reinhardt just toppled over once they applied damage to him. No healing in sight. And now we're seeing Shadow aggressively try to push into the enemy team alone.
Ooh, was about to get his face smashed in. Managed to dash out just in time. Darius Fulton, though, getting a huge pick here on Traffic Coon. That's going to be the co-healer down and out. And Darius Fulton coming out with an absolutely fantastic ultimate. That's going to be a team kill. I think, no. But you can manage to kill most of them. Wow, fantastic work there. Good combo. Helix Snake, Darius Fulton just making short work of this reclining defense.
Yes, indeed. But now the advantage the defense has is this ult economy. I mean, it's not much of an advantage because Paprika's almost about to be at nano, and that's going to catch them up almost evenly as the blade starts this.
Oh, there we go. Double Blades trying to get in that background. Shadow coming out, though, with 3. Helix Snake trying to be the hero, only managing to clean up 1. Oh, and Paprika just in a bad spot. Fantastic work here from both sides, popping their ultimates, but it was going to be Earthwind and Pharah that's going to take it. Shadow's trying to take down Paprika right now. Oh, and that's going to be a huge pick.
Yes, indeed. But I mean, you could also see if it was highlighted, Shadow had to give such respect to Paprika on that Ana, and Shadow falling now just because of how overextended he was, but at the same time, he was just playing passively, waiting as a Flux is initiating, cutting me off.
Oh, boys out with the triple kill, able to do some solid work. Oh my God. What explosion, what power, great job, able to clean that one up as they're moving on in through the bridge. Helix Snake in that front line's got to be careful. He is going to get taken out by Shadow. Now the 5v6 could be coming on in if they can't figure out what to do. A few more meters up ahead. Oh man, and Shadow managed to jump on in just in time. Traffic Coon comes out, drops out Immortality. Shatter down, comes on in. They weren't paying attention to their flanks. and it's not looking good here, folks, for the side of Phoenix Rising. Oh, but another ult does come on in, and against all odds, they actually managed to get it that last meter.
Darius immediately turns back. One of the few members that wasn't shattered comes back in with the nano boost from Paprika, drops a shatter of his own, and just wipes the floor with what would have been an amazing V-take defense from Pharah.
Alright, so here they go again. Darius Fulton very confident as John Hawk, though, taking down Zell. That's going to force it in a 5v6 situation. Overkill, feeling confident, moving on in, trying to get control of this point. Now it's contested. John Hawk in that front line. Ooh, the immortality field does come on in. They are able to hold for just a few more seconds. So now Shadow taking down the immortality field. Overkill going out 1v1. There we go. Comes out the window here from the side of Phoenix Rising. Trying to get something out. Darius Fulton, though, is going to be the first one out here. That's going to be the 5v6. Overkill feeling it now. The Kamehameha does come on out. Oh, and that's going to be Phoenix Rising having to back up. Not able to continue on in this fight.
Unfortunately, they met their match at the door, but they didn't have to expend too much for it. They simply dedicate their window, as it's called, or you actually can't remember it. I've just called it window for so long. From Baptiste.
Amplification matrix?
Yes, that one. That's all they do have to extend in that fight. So going forward, they're going to be able to do this combination again where Kobayashi lifts everyone into the air and Zell can just high noon away for free.
Ooh, there they go, looking to try to get that down again. High Noon comes up, does take down Traffic Goon. So they are going to trade 2 for 1 player. That's a huge anti-nade there by Paprika, looking to make these spicy plays. And there we go. That's going to be 2. Helix Snake does have his ultimate available, does manage to take out John Hawk, does take down Star-Lord. Now, the defense is reeling. 2 minutes, 20 seconds are left under the clock. They're trying to get some sort of pick. Shadow trying to be the hero, trying to get something. Paprika going down, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's able to touch it. Phoenix Rising completing the match.
Shadow, unfortunately, not realizing they were the only member left alive. And so just getting off the cart to kill that Ana was enough to get it in for Phoenix Rising. And now they have a nice 2-minute buffer on the clock. So they don't even really have to play for holding on defense. They just have to play for overtime now and guarantee themselves at least a draw on this map if they so choose.
Oof, no, I don't know, dude. In it to win it is what I hope they're in for. I hope they're looking to push on in and really, really take this. But the question is, what could they do? They were playing very well, but Paprika was getting some, like, if you notice, Paprika was doing fantastic, getting a lot of these anti-nades that was just forcing the reel from the side of Earth, Wind, and Pharah. Like, they had to give it up. Either they gave it up or Overkill didn't stand a chance.
Yes, indeed. And I think it definitely highlights the difference in Ana players this map alone, because Paprika, as you said, and as we've seen, just phenomenal anti-nades throughout the map, one to start out the map, and just several throughout, whereas Traffic on the Ana, not necessarily going for the huge anti-nade plays, but instead keeping the team alive, helping sustain through some situations in which they really should not keep living, but I don't know, the anti seems to be giving a lot more benefit than the healing properties right now.
Alrighty, so here they go once again as Earth, Wind, and Pharah trying to see what angles they are going to take. Symmetra is going to be played, by Helix Snake. So here they come on in, running through the chokes. Kobayashi managing to eat some of that. Darius Fulton, though, getting that first pick here on Overkill. And that's not looking good here for the fledgling team. Trying to get in. Anti-nade manages to get quite a few. Chi-Chi does bring up Darius Fulton, though, and it's not looking great here for the side of Earth, Wind, Pharah. They are going to have to back it up a bit as Helix Snake gets another pick here on John Hawk. Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep that going.
Yes, indeed, but it's going to require a team wipe of defense for Earth, Wind, and Pharah to take this first point, simply because they have that Symmetra, which gives their players a quick respawn back in, and honestly, this teleport set up in a pretty unique spot if you can actually look at it. Very hard to destroy, and somehow works.
Oh man, but Link's Disease does get the pick here on Paprika. Chi-Chi does get taken out. They've got to be careful on their angles. All supports are down, and Darius Fulton just does not have those legs to stand on. It's not looking good. Zell trying to be the hero for the team, but just unable to do it. There we go. There's first tick, second tick. And it doesn't look like they might be able to make it. Paprika just runs on in, but they're going to have to give it up. And Chi-Chi's just not in a great place right now.
Chi-Chi, the lone mercy, don't know if they know, and finally deciding to give up their own life. Like, yep, I'm just going to go ahead and respawn now instead of in 10 minutes. And unfortunately, that's all you can do in those situations. You're really just kind of stuck at the mercy of the enemy team of not if they will kill you, but when.
That's incredibly ominous. So, here we go. Helix Snake trying to get in that back line. Kamehameha is up here by Link's disease. Helix managing the bug on out, but Overkill does manage to pick up 2 kills. And the defense here for Phoenix Rising is not looking as spot on as their offense.
No, it is not, and it's seeming a little bit split. I mean, Zell was able to get a pick on the Ashe, but otherwise not really anywhere to be found in that fight. But the opportunity they have now is this huge defensive ult advantage as Bob is slept on the card.
Ooh, and there we go. They're going to use that shield to try to hop on in, or at least that barrier. Zell, Bob managing to pick up the 1, and that might be all that they need. There's Fulton's run on in. There we go. Battle of the Rhymes just swing away. Loss of HP. With no one really going down outside of Shadow. Oh! Hammer down comes on in. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 10,000 IQ play. Great job there. But it's still not going to be enough. Man, if it only cleaned up, that would have been a fantastic play.
It would have been a fantastic play, but unfortunately the clutch factor was just too high coming from Earth, Wind, and Pharah. Very interesting in that fight. Chi-Chi at some point went over a cliff as Mercy, and it seems like the rest of the team on Phoenix Rising just decided to push up, leaving Chi-Chi to just fall off the ledge, which is always tragic. As a Nano Blade going into the back line.
Ooh, trying to get some sort of pick potential. One. Hammer down, comes on in. Overkill. Whoa! Manages to make something work, but now Paprika doing everything and anything possible. Chi-Chi trying to come out. Maybe tries to go for a res. Isn't able to do it, and honestly, there's just not a lot 2 supports can do.
Unfortunately, there just isn't. I mean, at the same time, Mercy as a support without a Pharah is very... not throwing, but it's just such a bad pick when there's so many other supports. For example, Baptiste that can give you AoE healing, or even Lucio. But now we're seeing Phoenix Rising go back to their comfort picks. Kobayashi over to the Zarya, and just going to be a flat-out brawl comp. They're going to be in the phase dealing damage, and Overkill's not going to stand a chance.
Ooh, and there we go. It's pushed on in. Battle of the Rhymes once again. Immortality Field does come on out. Able to keep someone alive. Helix coming on out for the Battle of the Ninjas. Nothing able to really work out there. Shadow comes on in. Outside. Battle Ninjas is happening as there we go. Gravitic Flux comes on out. That could be a huge one. And Star-Lord with the double pick here. Able to clean this one out. Man, what a fantastic display. Helix Snake might be coming on out just in time, managing to get on there, but the Bob's got that auto aim. There's just not much you can do.
I mean, we were all looking at this 2-minute, 16-second time set by Phoenix Rising as just, wow, nothing can top it. And here we have Earth, Wind, and Pharah saying we'll top it by a minute and then some just to prove a point. And I think it's just showing that either both these teams are phenomenal offense or nobody can really play defense.
Well, from what I understand, and to my knowledge for just most players, it's usually harder to play defense because it requires you to be a little bit more disciplined with how to play that defense. You know, some people will just continue, just running on in, maybe trying to get the most out of like an ult without waiting for the team. That usually tends to happen, at least in these lower brackets.
Yes, indeed. I could not agree with you more. But at the same time, there's still hefty time banks for either side. 2 minutes is nothing to sniff at, and 3 minutes is just an extra fight or two on top of that. So I wonder if these teams are going to run it back, give us a 6-6 Eichenwald, or if we're going to actually see a hold occur here at some point.
My poor throat hurts just thinking about an extra 10 minutes of action. And the way they've been going, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's ridiculous.
I mean, they're just so evenly matched with each other. It's just unreal. We always, we praise Zella in one fight, and then immediately the next fight, John Hawks will get 3 out of nowhere, and then there will be a fat anti-nade. I mean, it's just such hero plays coming out back and forth in such a quick succession. So it makes these teams so good.
Ooh, and there they go. Darius Fulton on in. Shield does come out. Oh my god, that is an absolutely huge anti-nade. As Overkill is taken out. Shadow looking to try to get a few more. Just rushing on in onto the point. Not really with much of a plan, as Phoenix Rising is going to have to go back and figure out another game plan. There's just not a lot that Kobayashi can do on their own.
I think Traffic tapped into the caster booth here and just heard us talking, saying there wasn't any big anti-nades, wanted to prove us all wrong. And I mean, it just that won them the first fight, which is always huge in terms of ult build, especially when there's such little time on the clock, already down to a minute.
All right, there we go. Rhines are going at it in that front line. Ooh, but Star-Lord is going to go Super Saiyan, looking to try to get some sort of pick potential. Shadow does take down Paprika. Kamehamehas are coming on that back line. Oh, Shatter down comes on in, and Phoenix Rising is just having a tough time trying to cap this point.
It is difficult, but they're actually cleaning up this fight pretty successfully with the Graviton.
Oh my god, what is going on here? And there we go, Zell looking to try to hold on for just a little bit. Helix Snake, oh no, just getting caught off, and it's not looking good. Anti-nade does come on in. Oh, and there we go, Darius Fulton coming out, could be the hero of this point. Now they go, Super Saiyan, Darius Fulton in there, swinging that hammer, and they're able to hold on, get that team kill. But that's it. This is it. They've got to stay on this point. They cannot lose a single fight from here on out.
Yes, indeed. If you didn't know how overtime works in Overwatch, here's your little Cliff Notes version. Once you're in these extra rounds, you don't get extra time on the clock for capping points. So now they're just stuck. And the longer this goes on, the quicker that overtime wick is going to whittle away. And stepping off it for even a nanosecond at one point will just immediately end the map. It's absolutely crazy.
Ooh, and that Dynamite does manage to get quite a few. John Hawk looking to try to get a few easy picks. Rhines are at it. Shadow does take down Darius Fulton. That's going to be an absolutely huge anti-nade, taking down Kobayashi, as Shadow looking to clean up. Fantastic work in that first fight. And the team kill is called. Great job there by Earth, Wind, and Pharah. But they are not out of the woods yet. They've still got to hold on.
Yes, indeed. I'd say they're looking pretty good if they can unlock the point. But it's, of course, the matter of unlocking the point. Full holds happen all the time, whether it be in your ranked games here in this tournament or even at the super pro levels. So there's nothing guaranteed here for either of these teams just yet. And I think if you're Earth, Wind, and Pharah, you want to win this map. You want to go up 2-0 just to put a little bit of extra fear into the side of Phoenix Rising, especially with how close they've been playing.
Oh my god. It's just, it's ridiculous how, I said it before, how it is that they're getting it. It's these minor tweaks, these minor plays. It's literally just Traffic Coon hitting the right anti-nade. It's perfect. And it's causing, it's causing Phoenix Rising to have to kind of figure out where they're going to be, because Earth, Wind, and Pharah is just so good at picking up these little nicks in the armor.
Yes, indeed. I agree with what you said, but unfortunately, I was just too amazed with Traffic Coon in the spawn, hitting 360s to the, I believe, 27th power, back and forth, just completely spinning. It was mesmerizing. I'm sorry, I just completely lost track of everything. Where am I? What's going on?
I don't know. I'm hungry. All right, so hunger aside, next battle's up underway, and they can feel the W. They can feel victory right through their fingers. Darius Fulton up in that front line, trying to do everything possible to hold on to this. Shadow trying to dash on in, but Darius Fulton's got to be careful. That's a 1-1 pick. Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
Literal 1-1.
Oh, and here they go. Paprika's got to be careful. Darius Fulton trying to hold on in. Paprika taken down here by Shadow, and it's not looking good. Overkill coming out, and just in this spread. Fantastic work here. Lynx Disease does have the Kamehameha. Overkill as an angry German man in full armor swinging that axe. Fantastic work. Oh, it's not next. Doesn't matter. It's going to be able to clean this one out. Oh boy, and we are in final fight territory.
Yes, indeed. 2 minutes to get it to the little yellow box of victory. I hope you see on your screen. And they're already just taking a forward fight here and now.
Oh, and there we go. That could be an absolute big ult. Darius Fulton does take down one. Overkill pushing on in, does have that already. Is going to hold on to it though. Oh, and the picks are still coming in relatively spicy. It doesn't matter though. The spawn advantage, at least for the side of Earth, Wind, and Pharah, is very, very prevalent.
Yes, indeed. But look at how they're playing this. They didn't just try to pull commit to the cart, stagger themselves out. They said, it's fine. We're going to regroup as a team, sort things out, and figure out what we want to do.
Oh, and there we go. Zell managing to come up with 3. That's going to be a huge one there, as now we have Torbjorn able to pop his ult on in, and that's a great hold there. Team kill by Earth, Wind, and Pharah. I'm sorry, by Phoenix Rising, and they're extremely close. Oh my god, they might be able to win this.
They might be able to. I mean, Kobayashi has the Graviton. If they can slow this fight down enough to make it 1 more fight instead of 2 as it stands right now, there's just a little too much time on the clock to allow them to end this here and now.
Oh, Paprika's got to be careful not to get taken out. Is anti-nated. Oh, and there we go. Shadow popping that ultimate. Oh, but that Graviton coming out absolutely clutch. Kamehameha is underway. Darius Fulton's got to be careful. There we go. One's getting melted. High Nude by John Hawks does take down Darius. And unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough here for the side of Phoenix Rising. Not able to clean this up with only 18 seconds left on the clock. How?
I mean, it was just complete props to Phoenix Rising for that defensive hold. I mean, you had 2 minutes when the point got unlocked. You were able to win successive fights. They even tried to play that fight as slow as they can, but the blade from Shadow forced their hand. They had to throw out the Graviton early just to keep the blade from killing their entire team, because 1 team fight was the end of the map, and we're still here at the same result. Earth, Wind, and Pharah up 2-0.
Ooh, hey, but you know, Phoenix Rising has nothing to feel bad about. In fact, they're still very, very in this game. They could still make it back, and in the way they've been playing, well, damn it, I just want to see them go above and beyond, see if they can come in for that reverse sweep. But that is going to be an answer that we'll get when we do come on back. So please take this time, grab yourself a beer, grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself something to drink. Heck, pick me up a pizza. I am a meat lover's pizza. So yeah, hook me up with that. If you have anything else to add, Megalast, before we go off for the half?
No, just definitely make sure you come back, because regardless if it ends in the next map or goes to 5, it's close. And these teams are good.
Yup. See you guys in a bit.
How about you?
All right, everybody, and here we are after the halftime, just hanging out here with Megalast, talking computers, talking other video games. But honestly, what other video game is there outside of Overwatch? So, fantastic matchup. Earth, Wind, and Pharah, though, has been winning at 2-0. What do you think, Megalast?
I mean, 2-0 does not tell you the story of these maps so far. Oh, or Lijiang Tower, we went all 3 points, 99-99 on almost every single point. Eichenwald, we go 5-4 as the final score. I mean, these teams have been nothing more than close. Everybody's trying to clutch at once, and it's just absolutely crazy to watch. If you've been missing it, you should not have. That's the best way to put it.
Are you scolding our audience?
Yes.
Because I agree with you. Bad audience. Watch the show. So next one we are going to be going into is Havana. That's going to be strictly an escort map. So there's no real chance, no opportunity for a tie here, is it?
There's technically a chance, but the odds of it happening are not likely.
Alrighty.
It's like one of those things where if neither team touches the cart, or after a point is capped, neither team touches the cart, you can draw. But like the payload has to be lined up at like 0.00.
That's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so who we getting subbed in here? Because it looks like we are getting some subs. Oh, we are going to
A
be seeing
lot of subs.
Yeah, there are a lot of subs. I just took a look. Well, subs here on the side of Phoenix Rising,
Yes.
because we are having one rad kid subbing in for Darius Fulton, SF Mightyena coming in for Helix Snake, and Charvy Hunter Ghost replacing the heal combo that was Paprika and Chi Chi. So, like, let's see how this turns up. Yeah, I feel like they're absolutely ready. I've seen Charvy heal before, so I definitely can see the possibility and the capability in order to make this happen. But it is going to come down extremely for it's going to come down to the playmakers. Who's going to be able to do it? Darius Fulton was doing quite a bit. Zell was doing quite a lot, but EWP is just really taking it up.
Yes, indeed. And it's just, these teams were so close, I question the sub outs. Like, I would question one sub out because I'm like, okay, you guys are close. Maybe one sub out will give you that advantage you're looking for, get you where you need to be. Subbing out 4 players on what could potentially be, like, the map that decides if you win or lose the series, it's a risky play to be sure, but clearly you have confidence or a set strategy in play to make this kind of sub worthwhile.
Or you're just trying to switch it up enough for it to work. I got nothing here. If it was up to me, I would say stick with what was working. But I think they want that change up. And I think going to your point, I think you definitely make a lot of sense. That slight switch up might be what tips the balance for them.
I mean, yeah, and it all depends on what they really decide. Because currently, right now, sitting in the attacker spawn, Mightyena showing the Reaper, which shows they want to brawl, they want to be close, especially with Hunter on Lucio and Char on Moira. It gives you this very synergetic, very raw composition where they kind of just bowl their way forward, they disregard hit skin with the double barrier, and honestly, this could be an interesting enough composition to where it catches Earthwind and Pharah off guard, which I think is hard to do. I think they've seen it all, and this one will be a pleasant surprise.
Well, after 700 hours, I damn sure hope so. So, here we go. Next map coming on into play. One rad kid up in that front line looking to try to get something started. That long-range DPS coming on in from John Hawk's Shadow, looking to try to land some sort of pick. Oh, and there we go. Zell managing to get that first pick here on John Hawk. So they're pushing on in. Immortality Field does get taken out. Traffic Coon does go down. Overkill just not in the most stablest of places. They're just rushing him. Oh, man, able to take him out. And there we go. That's going to be Earthwind Pharah sent reeling. And my God, one rad kid putting their finger on that W key. Fantastic work.
And that's how you have to play this composition to make it work. Everybody has to W key. It's not just the Reinhardt. You notice Mightyena was with them, the Lucio, the Moira. Everybody was there because if you just let Reinhardt in alone, they're going to get overwhelmed. And it's just going to give them point A so easily here.
Oh, there we go. Shattered comes on in, but it is whiffed. Oh, and no hope there. Overkill pushing on. Oh, that's a squished Hunter Ghost, unable to hold on there. Mightyena does go down, and Phoenix Rising is just going to be able to not hold on. Earthwind Pharah doing some solid work. Shadow trying to get in that back line, does get the pick. Ooh, but maybe hyperextended a little bit too much. Oh, still alive.
Just a little. But, I mean, the fact that they came back to this fight at all is amazing for Earthwind and Pharah because now they have such a good defensive advantage with how far the payload is. As long as they don't just flat out lose a 6-0 fight where they get team wiped, they should be able to stall this out.
Oh, High Noon does come on in. Hunter Ghost able to come out and help. One rad kid does see the opportunity, does not have the ult. And oh, there we go. Link's Disease does go down. That's going to be a huge anti-nade, but not going to be able to capitalize on that one. Here we go. Shadow looking to be the hero of this story. Comes out, manages to slash the one. There goes the High Noon. Whoa! There goes Zell coming out with the pick. Fantastic work there by Phoenix Rising. Able to move it on in as we go past this point in.
Yes, indeed, but that's another fight where it's just clutch after clutch. Shadow nearly bringing it back with the Nano Blade before Zell on the McCree can finally shut him down. And I mean, these teams just truly showing how willing they are to go toe-to-toe with each other. on every point in every situation.
One red kid in that front line looking to try to get a pick here. Zell up at the top. His shadow comes on in. Here we go. Gravitic Flux looking to try to make short work of somebody. Whoa, and Star-Lord does get pinned down. Another Kamehameha comes on in from Charvy. Whoa! That ultimate could have been deadly, but great job there as Overkill does go down. Fight is still underway, but might have to back out of there. Shatter comes on in. Whoa, and that's going to be another double kill there. They are not going to be able to do it. Phoenix Rising is just pressing W. It's ridiculous right now.
Yes, indeed. And as long as they don't give Earth, Wind, and Pharah a recontest here, those ults were worth it. If Earth, Wind, and Pharah gets to touch this card at all, it's absolutely a shame because they're going to want those ult back. As one rat kid already down.
Oh, and there we go. High Noon comes in. John Hawk with the cleanup. As now Kobayashi gonna be the last one there to hold on. I guess she needed her Dragon Maid, and that's just not going to be enough here for Phoenix Rising. They are going to have to back it up.
And like I was saying, you know, you want that Death Blossom back now. You want that Earth Shatter back if you're one rad kid, because you threw those ultimates in to a 6v4 fight. You had already won. You were good, but you were trying to clean it up quicker, and unfortunately, you didn't clean it up quick enough, giving them a recontest here. Now we're just going to have to see this battle of ultimates again with Zell having the Deadeye.
Oh, man. Big picks coming on in. 1-1 trade. But maybe... Oh, Shadow, you absolute monster. Looking to try to make short work of what was left. Zell does take down Shadow. But I think the spawn advantage goes to... Does it go to the attackers, right? I think it's about even right now, actually.
Yeah, where the payload is, it's about even. I'd say maybe a little bit towards the defenders. Star-Lord's actually caught out alone and they're trying to aggress.
Oh boy, that's not good. Shatter does come on in. Oh my god, and there we go. Ult City. The Shadow does pick up one. Overkill taking down one Rad Kid. And now the ults are coming on out. Overkill takes down SF, Mighty Ena, and it's still not looking good. Traffic Coon, you absolute monster with these anti-nades. Just making life hard here for Phoenix Rising as they're trying to push on up.
Yes, but you saw how Phoenix Rising, how coordinated they were. They instantly saw Star-Lord on a flank by themselves. We're like, you know what, we're going to push up, we're going to aggress here. And then it turns out to be a bait the whole time. Star-Lord baits them into him while he can use Gravitic Flux. It's truly just a phenomenal play.
Oh, and there we go. High Noon comes up. Overkill takes out one Rad Kid once again. And now we've got an angry Overkill. No real place to direct that rage, though. High Noon comes on out looking for something, but doesn't seem to get anyone there. Zell completely out of place. And it doesn't seem like Phoenix Rising has that coordination that they had to begin with.
No, they're only trickling out in this fight, but you get a late pick on the Shadow. That could be exactly what they need. As Kobayashi now switched over to the Zarya instead of matching on the Sigma, gives them even more aggression to work with here.
Oh, and there we go. Shatter Down comes on in. Oh, doesn't manage to take down Charvy. And there we go. SF Mighty Ena managing to come on in. Kamehameha does take down Lynx Disease. Ooh, and Overkill still able to hold on. One Rad Kid missing that shot, not able to take him out. Doesn't matter. 10 seconds are left onto the clock, and it looks like Phoenix Rising just might be able to get this next point. I don't know. We'll definitely see. It looks like Star-Lord's trying to rush his way on in. Managing to get in onto the point. Drops that Gravitic Flux. Oh, that's going to be two. Again, pick anyone there. Zell popping that out with a triple. Unbelievable work. Able to read the opponents, knowing they had to get on the point. Able to clean them up. Fantastic work. But we only have a minute and 24 seconds. They have got to play this offense perfectly.
Yes, they do, but if Zell can make plays like that, I mean, literally getting a 6K, absolutely nothing more Zell can do in that situation, and gets another pick onto John Hawks. And this payload's going to get so much free progress because they have to wait for that McCreed for the 6v6 fight.
Ooh, one Rad Kid's though, got to be careful. Moving way too far, does get anti-nated, and there's just no way they can back it up. Oh my god, and now the Rhines are fighting completely off camera. That's a 1-1 trade once again. Shadow looking to try to get somewhere into that backline. Star-Lord able to keep up, just a little bit here while Overkill does come back. Here we go. That's the high noon. Charvy does go down, and that's gonna be one of the main healers going down here for the side of Phoenix Rising. John Hawk does take down Kobayashi. They've got to slow it down just a little bit. Hammer down does come on in, and Mighty Enna does get the grace here. Oh my god, that's going to be an ult, but great Kamehameha here by Link's Disease, popping that Coalesce just in time. 17 seconds are left on the clock, just behind the bridge. Shadow pushing on in, does have that ult. He's going to go ahead and use it, looking to try to get in that back line, but gets absolutely nobody. Freaking out a good majority of the enemy team. Oh, but there comes one Rad Kid, not able to really pick up anything. Hunter comes on in, pops that ultimate, overtime kicking. Oh, and Zell gets fired to the face. There we go, the stall tactics are in, and is this gonna be enough? Charvy comes on in, pops a Kamehameha, has to jump on. SF Mighty Enna coming through right behind. Here we go, high noon by John Hawks, not able to get anything there. Now, one Rad Kid switching on over to the Monkey, trying to pick up something. Shadow able to take down Kobayashi. So, the struggle is still pushing on in. Oh no, one Rad Kid does get Anti, did a great job there, Traffic Coon, and they're still just trying to hold on. Hunter gets into that back line. Absolutely deadly. Shadow still in that forefront, looking to try to get that ultimate up. John Hawk trying to get some sort of pick. Oh, Star-Lord though, coming in clutch, picking up two. Here we go, still holding on. Oh, Mighty Enna managing to pick up the one. Overkill does get that ultimate out. Oh, but are they able to do anything with it? Link's Disease pops that Coalescence. My god, it was about time. I thought Phoenix Rising maybe had that, but unreal work. Earth, Wind, and Pharah manages to clutch it out.
I mean, that was a 2-minute fight at least, if not longer. If we had the minute from when they started trading back and forth into probably at least a minute of overtime, like I said, if not more. And to highlight where that really began, why it was so necessary for stall, was the Nano Blade. Sure, it didn't result in any kills from Shadow while there was still time on the clock, but what it did is it kept Hunter on the Lucio in spawn, so while the rest of the team was getting cleaned up, he had the beat drop, but he couldn't make it out of spawn to give it to his team to save them, and that really enabled Earth, Wind, and Pharah to keep pressing their advantage and force, you know, in that situation, Phoenix Rising, they have to go over to stall picks, the Wrecking Ball, the Winston, things that lack a lot less coordination, and there's just no advantages for you.
No, they have to just charge on in, and it gets really difficult because there's, as you said, there's really no big power to them. You know, it's like an essential creep, and you have to be in a proper place, proper position. And when they're just charging on in, especially with Traffic Coon landing a lot of these really awesome anti-nades, there's just not a lot of places they can go.
No, there is not. But now they have to gear up for their offense, because if they want to close out the series here on Havana, guarantee they're winning it, they have to essentially not complete the map, but get pretty darn close. They have to get to that bridge on third point. And Shadow already starting that off with a huge pick on the Widowmaker.
Oh no, that is not looking good here for the side of Phoenix Rising. Overkill does take a rock to the face. There we go. That's going to be a nice dynamite, sending one Rad Kid reeling just a little bit. Here they go, pushing on in, but they've got to be careful not to take too much damage. Shield does break down here from Star-Lord. Great dynamite, offering a lot of pressure. Oh, and there we go. Anti-nade for the win here. Traffic Coon is able to make that work. Star-Lord off of the flank, looking for Charvy. Poor Charvy finds nothing but 500 pounds of German metal, smacking her against the wall. That's not looking good here, as Earth, Wind, and Pharah just fantastic forward offense.
Yes, indeed, but there should be a recontest here from Phoenix Rising. The question is, what do they want to dedicate to this recontest? Do they want to throw ults into him? And it appears that's away with the Shatter!
Oh my god! But there we go, Traffic Coon popping another fantastic anti-nade. Kamehamehas are out, and Overkill in that back line does get taken out. Oh boy, and they might be able to hold on to it. Link's Disease trying to stay in that foreground, trying to make some solid work. Traffic Coon in that back line, trying to help out. Oh my god, they managed to pick up two. There we go, they pick up three. And now, Kobayashi, last one to be the one to survive, does get taken down. Zell coming in for some stall tactics, not 100% sure why. but he is still going to try to hop on in, hold on for just a little bit longer, but it's not going to be able to make this work.
Zell wanting to contest there, I think, just because there is sort of a mentality with Havana as well as just how it plays. You don't see teams get stopped up on the second point. It's very rare, but it doesn't happen. And so you either end it on first point, but they're cutting me off with this huge flux.
Oh no, Star-Lord taking down one Rad Kid, and now Charvy pops the Super Saiyan mode. Tries to get some sort of value. Gravitic Flux coming up into that back line. Oh boy, and there we go, 1-1 trade. Now it's up to that Reaper to really push on in. Forward offense. Now we've got an angry Overkill looking to try to get something. Mighty Enna has to bug out. Not able to hold on. Oh my god! Shattered comes on in. Fantastic work. Overkill and Star-Lord lighting up this match. Fantastic work by the main tanks.
Yes, these tanks really showing us that they're the true damage dealers at the end of the day. And now you are looking forward to this fight. It's going to be very similar to the one that Phoenix Rising had on their offense, where everyone's going to come in to recontest, and it's just going to be an old bonanza of see who can get the advantage.
John Hogg taking down Zell. Here we go. Shatter comes on in, and now one Rad Kid in a bad spot. Hunter goes popping out that ult to try to hold on, and that left click W mentality is exactly everything that they need. One Rad Kid though, gotta be careful not to put a bomb in the direction of his team. Shadow in that backline, trying to get some sort of damage on in, unable to do it. John Hawks is going to be the last bastion of that offense, not able to do it. That's going to be the backup here from Earthwind and Pharah, and Phoenix Rising baring their teeth. I'm sorry, baring their talon, baring their wings. They're still in flight.
Yes, indeed, and this pretty much has to be the hold. They have to burn some time off this clock. I mean, there's still almost 3 minutes on it. As we're seeing Overkill aggressive, almost alone.
Oh, but there we go. That could have been a huge shatter. No kicks just yet. One Rad Kid though waiting to heal up. Oh, and there we go. Gravitic Flux. That could be dangerous. And John Hawks takes down Charvy. Oh, Mighty Enna does everything possible to try to pick up something. Not able to do it. Ults are still trying to get pushed on through, but Earthwind and Pharah just having a significantly better ult output, managing to clean this up, and now they've got 3 minutes to get it to where Phoenix Rising took them what was it, 2 minutes? 2 minutes and some change?
It was like a minute plus an overtime minute of just stall. I mean, it's not even that far. It's just at the start of the bridge. Pretty much any team can guarantee get it that far, and it's going to be hard. But one Rad Kid.
Oh man, that's not looking good. Great job there. Kamehamehas are out. Shattered does come on in, does get whipped once again. One Rad Kid though, looking to try to clean that one up. The 1-1 trade is coming in, and one Rad Kid just in a bad spot. Does get taken out, and I'm not necessarily sure that Phoenix Rising does have this. Picks are coming in. 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, one Rad Kid trying to stay in this fight. And it doesn't look like they might be able to. SF Mighty Enna coming up in that back line. Kobayashi feeling it, Mr. Krabs, but not having the backup for it. Mighty Enna trying to build that front line defense, but it just might not be enough.
As we're entering the final fight here, there's a lot of ultimates for Phoenix Rising. That is the advantage they have. They just have to not blow them all here because they still have 2.5 minutes after this to hold.
Oh, and one Rad Kid jumps on in. Shatter does come on in into that backline. Overkill taking down Mighty Enna though. Oh, and just not enough healing. Here we go. Gravitic Flux. High noon from Zell. Managing to get 2. Oh, man. Oh, that's not good. That's going to be it. Fantastic work here by Earthwind and Pharah. They win this series 3-0.
Absolutely ridiculous. These teams are so back and forth. 3-0 doesn't really give you any sort of, like, what really transpired. You don't really know what happened. These teams gave it their all. I mean, Zell, there were so many times they tried to clutch out. And, I mean, right here, this is a full-on 6K. 2 before the 3-man Deadeye. Gets the final pick after. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous how close these two teams are. I mean, Earthwind and Pharah obviously winning at the end of the day, but still just... it's just so good.
All right, so we have one final map.
Yes, indeed. We are going to Hanamura, just, complete the map set. See if, in order to re-salvage something, Phoenix Rising can get the map, because map differential does matter. At the end of the day, you always want to get every map you can. And Assault is always one of those game modes, can end in a draw, can do this, can do that, it's just so close. It's always just, but listen, if this does not end in a draw, I will be surprised.
I'd love for it to end in the draw. I mean, I always feel the worst because it's like you're fighting for 20 minutes just to kind of get nowhere in what is it? In competitive. But like when you talk about it and when you think about it, it's just fantastic the amount of skill that has to go into making this work. Hello?
Yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm just making sure I get all of these substitutions because both teams are making a lot of subs. I think just Earth, Wind, and Pharah, maybe some flex subs, knowing they've won it all. Obviously, Phoenix Rising still trying to get that map, so I'm just quickly making sure I get it all correct at the end of the day.
I want to let the viewers know, yes, I am reading your comments, Mars. I absolutely love you. Elfie, happy birthday. And yes, I said Eichenwald. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. I heard
it's Eichenwald. It's Eichenwald.
Yeah, right?
Yes, I've always said Eichenwald. Like, if you say Eichenwald, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I heard Zoe say it that way. That's why I was like, okay, she's got a better grasp on it, I think.
Yes, indeed. I mean, who knows? It depends on the language, depends on the person you're asking, depends on the time of day. I mean, it could really just anything can matter. Who knows?
Yeah, but no, I can read. I read the comments while we're playing, and sometimes I hate it because I'm looking, and I start like, I see it, I kind of half giggle, and I'm like, no, focus, damn it! It's like, don't be trying to make me laugh, y'all, and watch the damn trolls. They come out of nowhere. Alrighty, so we do have Hanamura is going to be coming up. Who are we? Oh, okay. So it looks like it's just going to be Chi-Chi coming back in. Hunter is going to stay in. Charvy is going to get switched out. One Rad Kid getting switched out here for Darius Fulton. And Brick going to be playing here instead of Overkill. So let's see if the changes in the main tank lineup really alter everything.
Yes, indeed. I'm still just making sure everything is set to go with these two teams. And I mean, who knows? Brick obviously being a renowned name coming off the bench for the fourth map. And yes, a renowned name. Everybody knows Brick around here.
Everybody knows Brick around these parts. Alrighty.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Sorry, we good? We good to go?
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so all of the subs are in for both teams. Obviously, as you highlighted, I mean, Brick, Ocean, and Cyber all coming off the bench for Earth, Wind, and Pharah. And then Phoenix Rising, I mean, they sub like half of their regular lineup back in. I think this is one of the few looks we'll have a Phoenix Rising without Zell in. And Zell we always consider to be like a carry factor for them. Despite, the whole team's good. They don't need a carry. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do without Zell in the lineup. Maybe they have something going with Mightyena on this Reaper, which I don't think the Reaper pick was bad. I think their aggression was very good, especially there on Havana. But I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll see more of Mightyena's hero pool here. Maybe flex it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the bigger problems that Phoenix Rising was having was their, what was it? Well, I don't know. I feel like they were throwing a lot of resource when they should have waited. Like, I know that was just me. Like, definitely a little bit of regroup and getting in there. Because, like, they were great throughout that whole first part of Havana, right? Very aggressive, very powerful, boom, 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 boom. And then they get to this part, and it just seems like it takes them a while to kind of get back on their feet. And they lost a lot of time on that.
Yes, indeed. But at the same time, with how close these two teams have been, like, you can't really say, oh, Phoenix Rising messed this up. I think at the end of the day, it really did just come down to who could get, I don't want to say luckier, who could clutch out a fight just a little bit better. And Earthwind and Pharah, they were able to come up big every time. There was moments where Phoenix Rising, they had it. It was in their grasp, but it just always seemed to slip away.
Well, if you've seen me as a hit scan, you'll definitely call that luck. So, I mean, yeah, I a little bit of luck, a lot of skill, but in my case, a lot of bit of luck and a little bit of skill might be enough to make this work. So, are we good to go?
We are still waiting on Earthwind and Pharah to guarantee we are ready, which means we get to do this lovely thing called stalling. Now, this is a good type of stalling. It's not like Wrecking Ball on the point, or if your car stops while you're at a traffic light. This is the type of stalling, where you could see somebody juggling, except there's no cameras on. So imagine somebody juggling, and I think you'll actually have a pretty good time.
I'm a terrible juggler too. I'll tell you what I'm good at. I'm good at eating and drinking beer. I'm pretty good at that, actually.
Very admirable talents, I could say. I know at least 2 people in the world that want to be able to do that, so congratulations.
That's the thing, though. I love beer, but I've had to be an adult, and I can't drink all that much, especially when we're doing all this nonsense. Come on, Phoenix Rising. Let me know what's going on. Oh, and no, One Red Kid, you are not garbage. You are absolutely fantastic. You were doing a great job jumping on in there. But honestly, Overkill is just powerful, dude. And especially with Traffic Coon getting just so much value from those anti-nades. My God, it's absolutely fierce to see that.
Yes, indeed. And we called him out on it. We were just like, yeah, there's not anything coming out, or there's no huge anti-nades, and immediately decided to prove us wrong, starting on Eichenwald and then carrying it over to Havana. And now, unfortunately, Traffic is not going to be in to continue those fabulous plays, but who knows? Maybe Cyber can pick up where he left off.
Yeah, that might be it. We are going to be playing in Hanamura 2CP. So that's going to be, well, relatively simple. You have attackers, you have defenders, and just 1 point. So no escort going on in, very clear, defined lines of battle. So usually a lot of people love having, a lot of these long-range DPS, really force the enemy to fight at the choke. There's just a lot that could be worked in on this. But it looks like both are going to be sticking with that Ryan. Kobayashi, Darius Fulton, though, are going to be switching up their position. Star-Lord Brick. Star-Lord is going to be taking the front line as the main tank here. Let's see how this goes down.
Yes, indeed, and I'm just going to have to be completely honest, coming in with a little bit of bias. I hate Hanamura. I think the map is absolutely dreadful in terms of 2CP maps. Like, I would rather play Paris 18 times a day than play this map once.
How dare you? How dare you with this blasphemy?
I mean, it's just not blasphemy at this point, as we're seeing Shadow, interestingly, have a defensive echo. You don't see too much of, especially with all the hit scan that can be played on this terrible first point on all the high ground to take advantage of.
Alrighty, so battle is up underway. Star-Lord in that front line, trying to get in Kobayashi's face. Nothing really just yet. Great anti-nade is, oh my God. That's going to be Brick taking down Kobayashi. The Star-Lord taking down Darius Fulton. So, battle is underway. Darius Fulton trying to clean some sort of space as Mighty Anna does take down Shadow. And it looks like Phoenix Rising starting to find their feet, but they've got to hurry up and do something with it as Ocean picks up a 3-piece with a side of fries, able to really stop that attack. Great job there, Ocean.
Yes, indeed. And keeping in mind, Ocean, obviously, that was just one clutch play. We're only a minute in. But if Ocean can keep delivering at that level, this is somebody who was on the bench all series. So it's incredible the depth that both of these rosters have.
All right, here they go. Immortality Field might have been whiffed just in a very bad place. Whoa, Amplification Matrix coming on in. Star-Lord going for that rotation, letting them waste it, not really giving them a lot for it. Oh my God, these anti-nades are coming in from absolutely nowhere. Undergoes looking to make it work. There we go. That's a 1-1 pick. Cyberstellar Hero is coming on out. And oh my God, that Shatter looking absolutely fantastic. Looking delicious. God darn it. Against Elfie's wishes, you put a little ranch on it, and it's fantastic. Great job there by Star-Lord, able to stop that push.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, there's just not really a lot to comment on. Now we're seeing switches come out. Mightyena going over back to the Reaper. Seems to just kind of be not a Reaper one trick. Already shown us, proficiency on other heroes, but Reaper's definitely the comfort pick. You want to pick Reaper and just kind of relax, shoot some shields, and
murder is the game here. Murder. Oh, and there we go. Kobayashi looking for a big one, but great job there by that counter. Gravitic Flux. Oh, and the picks are coming in. Phoenix Rising just cannot seem to find their footing. They just can't really figure out where to go from there. Honestly, though, I gotta give it to Brick using that ult to stop Kobayashi's assault.
Definitely. I mean, Star-Lord would have absolutely fallen there if it were not for Brick, as well as just there was a cancel onto Darius's Gravitic Flux as well, so you just had Cyber in the air just trying to give a beat drop, but had to come all the way back down to the ground instead of beating in the air like
oh no, and here we go. Burb coming in that backline. Shatter does come in from Star-Lord, looking absolutely fantastic. Oh, but he does get taken out. Ocean looking to try to get some pick. The Shadow still up in the skies, looking to try to get into that backline. Ocean, absolute monster, getting a pick here on Chi-Chi. Oh, but now Hunter Ghost has to jump on in. Maya is underway. Darius Fulton still trying to hold on, but I don't see a lot of hope here for this particular push.
Unfortunately not, and it seems like there's going to be a late pick onto Darius, which does come through. And Kobayashi might even fall here as well. So late, there's now only 30 seconds left for this offense, and I think Phoenix Rising, they're just kind of going through the motions at this point. They're like, yep, we are technically present in the most common sense, but this has been all Earth, Wind, and Pharah in this map.
Yeah, this is not the Earth, Wind, and Pharah we saw at the very beginning, but of course that does have to do with the change in the lineup. These kind of things do happen. 10 seconds are left on the clock. They've got to hurry up and maybe get something going here. Ooh, but Star-Lord going for a risky play. Oh, and that's just it. The Gravitic Flux that's going to call the end of this offensive push. Oh, boy.
Now, we did talk about a draw. A draw is possible. But we're just going to have to see another full hold exactly like that, as now the win condition, if you're Earth, Wind, and Pharah, is simply 33.3% on that first point. And it seems doable, right? But as they proved, it's not always guaranteed.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But still, Star-Lord, and you got to think, I got my personal bias because I've played with Star-Lord. Like, Star-Lord was my team captain when I played in OCC. I got love, but I also got love for Darius Fulton. And I know they both can play very, very well. Where it really is coming to is the other tank, right? Because it's between Kobayashi. It was Brick. It still is Brick. And Brick is just very good at using those Gravitic Fluxes to be very, very detrimental against that offensive push. And that's, I think, where it's really making a big difference in the tank lineup.
Yes, indeed. And it's also just showing the flexibility of some tanks, like what they truly are capable of regardless of who's next to them. And I don't know. I mean, you also have to keep in mind, looking forward to the future matches and such, this is still just a bunch of the bench players for the side of Earth, Wind, and Pharah, and they're all performing at such a phenomenal level. You wouldn't be crazy to think that this was a bench roster. You'd be like, what do you mean?
Right. So here we go. Initial volley does come on in. Star-Lord in that front line. They probably are freaking out. Calling bash. So Helix Snake does take down Star-Lord. They are going for that staunch Bastion defense. Helix Snake coming up with 2. Great job there. Chi-Chi, though, might be in a world of hurt. Does get absolutely melted by Shadow. So now, this is going to be a relatively tough position here for the side of Earth, Wind, and Pharah. Not really a lot of angles that they can take. Shadow, though, able to take down Hunter Ghost. So, Star-Lord comes on down, tries to find some sort of angle, but Helix Snake does have that teleporter that lets him go between places. That makes him very deadly.
Yes, indeed, and it's not what you want to see from your Bastion, especially because the way they're rotating the team around the Bastion at the same time, like Darius Fulton a lot of time is on the high ground, whereas Kobayashi is on that low ground teleporter, so there's always a shield regardless of where the Bastion wants to go, and it's allowing Helix Snake to just always be safe and always pump out insane amounts of damage.
right. Here we go. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. This Bastion defense is doing the work that it needs to do right now. It doesn't seem like Earthwind and Pharah has much of an answer to this. And especially with Helix Snake, able to really get any shield he wants at any given time.
Unfortunately, there's just too much shielding, and the way you have to commit to this is probably like maybe a symmetry of your own, or there has to be some pick. But how are you going to get a pick through all these barriers? Well, I guess if you're Ocean, you do it just like that, even though Res is probably going to come through. No, the Res gets canceled by the pin!
Oh my god, Star-Lord with a 1 million IQ pin manages to stop that down. And here we go, absolute mayhem. Earthwind and Pharah takes this one home.
And, you know, the Bastion strategy, it works great until you lose the Bastion. And it's just, it's so revitalizing to see Reinhardt be such a powerful force, regardless of who's playing him. It's just, it's so great to see. I've missed Reinhardt for so long.
Oh, and there we go. That's going to be one of the bigger plays here. Kobayashi coming down, and you see right there, boom, completely nullifies, or at least nullifies that ult for quite a bit. That's seconds off the clock right there.
Seconds off the clock, it's saving your main tank, it's doing everything in once, it's giving you play in the game. I mean, there's nothing more that ult could have done for you. Unless you wanted it to, like, scrub your feet, maybe.
Alrighty. Excuse me, ladies and gents, that has been it for the evening, and we now move on into the final part, which is player of the match. Megalast, who you got?
I think I'm probably going to end up stealing yours here, but I'm going to have to give it to Star-Lord. Absolutely crazy tonight on that Reinhardt pick, and I think it's such a promising thing to see because there's measured aggression. It's not just throwing yourself in, doing whatever you want. It's being with your team, knowing, okay, this is when we have to go, this is when we have to stay, so on and so forth, and just being able to keep that temper, keep that cool while everything goes on. It's truly just, it's phenomenal to see from a tank player, and I'm always looking forward for more.
See, as much as I got love for him, I'm torn. I'm actually torn because I love the Ana play that was kind of going on here. Because both the Anas were very present when they needed to be. And that's really what you want to see. An Ana that can really balance using those anti-nades, using everything at their disposal in order to make it work. And I think the more prevalent one, oh, geez. I'm going to have to give that one to Traffic Coon. Traffic Coon was just great. Traffic Coon was playing absolutely fantastic. Maybe they heard the cast, but once we pointed it out, my God, the amount of anti-nades that they were getting is just ridiculous.
Yes, indeed. And it just also, you have to keep in mind how much double barrier was being played for anti-nades to come through, for shatters to come through, really any huge playmaking abilities you saw. They're weaving and bobbing. They're getting angles that you wouldn't normally expect. And it shows how aware they are of the situation they're in and being able to compensate and still work around that and pop off.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fantastic. So, ladies and gents, we have hit the final map of the night. Megalast, when's the next stream? Do you know?
I believe it is going to be Saturday, always Saturday, Sunday, Monday here at the OCC. And I honestly could not tell you what match it is, even though I could pull up the schedule. But it'll be a good match. I promise that.
Alrighty, folks. Well, I have been the loudest. T-Rex is here casting for you on this wonderful Monday night. Please have yourself a fantastic day. This has been Megalast. Megalast, any final words?
Don't play Hanamura. Smile.
All right. Tell your mom, dad, sister, grandma, everyone you know. Please, the more support that we can get, the better it is that we can do. That has been it. I've been the Loud T-Rex. We'll see you next time.